Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back. This is Mike from HanFam4 coming back to you with an eBay sales update video for the second half of February, February 16th through the 29th. It's a leap year, and just wanted to come back to you and talk about a few things. Starting off with I'm back from being suspended from listing on eBay. If you looked at my last video, you'll know that I had a product that listed the P90X workout system DVD set, and apparently it is a license thing, and they had me booted from eBay to prevent from listing for a whole week. So and what that meant is I couldn't even do drafts or any kind of listings. So what I did is I downloaded a free software app called TurboLister. And what TurboLister allows you to do is create a bunch of listings from eBay or for eBay offline on your PC, and then you can just keep adding listings, and then once you're done with the listings and you're satisfied with them, you can just hit upload and it pumps everything into eBay. It pushes it into an automatic listing, and so that's what I kept myself busy with for that week. I learned a lesson, and I don't want to go back to that, and so things are looking up. Another thing is got my top rated seller status back. What happened with that is I lost it because, oh yeah, that's right. So I had, within the same month or two period, I had 2 items sell, and then for some reason I could not find the item for the life of me. So I had to end up canceling those orders. And when you lose your top rated seller status, basically you lose discounts like on shipping and final value fees. So it hits your pocket, your wallet. So you want to keep that top rated seller status current. I think they evaluate it every month from what I understand, and they keep an eye on you and make sure you're doing things you're supposed to be doing. And so I've learned some couple valuable lessons in the last couple of months, so I just aim to get better and better. Another thing is I just found out that I got my 100th subscriber to my YouTube channel, and it's pretty cool actually. When I first started doing these, I just wanted to sort of pay it forward and kind of educate people on things that you can pick up at a thrift store or garage sale, and turn around and sell them on eBay, and basically make a pretty good profit from it, a return on your investment. And I look at it as, we're out there, we're searching, we're trying to find these buried or hidden treasures, and we put it on eBay, and basically we put it out to the world. So our profit is our finder's fee. That's kind of the way I look at it. But there's been so many YouTubers and podcasters that have helped me. So I learned from them and just sort of want to pay it forward. So thanks for everybody who is a subscriber, and glad that you tune in every couple of weeks when I release a video. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the items that I've sold. It's kind of ironic because I started out with clothing as my number one thing that I sourced at thrift stores, and it seems like clothing right now has not been very how would you say, profitable as it used to be. So that's why I started diversifying and trying to look at other avenues. So I'm just going to show you a variety of things that have sold for this period, starting with this House of Cards It's a box of House of Cards that was created by a famous designer, Charles Eames, and it has no relation to the TV show on Netflix. It's just a bunch of different designed cards that have these slots in them, and you actually build, as you can see on the little photo here, you build just different like art structures. This was actually the box was in pretty bad shape, but I did end up, let's see, I ended up getting full price for this, $32.95. $6.80 shipping, and that was, I believe I picked it up for $4. So nice little turnaround right there. And I knew to look for this particular item because I work in the furniture industry and I know a little bit about designers. So that was something that I picked up in my life experience. So next up, I mentioned this in my last video that at work I picked up a box of, I paid for a box of returned phones from our facilities person who handles all the mobile devices. These were just, he had a whole bunch of phones that he was going to trade in. They're old versions of iPhones, iPhone 4S's, and I think there were some Samsung Galaxy S3s and that type of thing. And I made a deal with them. I said, if I pay you that fee that you're going to get, which is, trade-in fees for cell phones are really low. So, and I knew I could make a profit from my research. So I ended up paying, about $1,000 for a whole huge lot of these phones. So I'm going to kind of go through them quickly because it's the same thing over and over. But basically I'm getting on average about $75 a phone. I am taking offers, so I'm getting between 70 and 75 is kind of my target to double my money on my investment. So let's move on. This is a t-shirt. I used to buy a lot of t-shirts because the cost to entry is pretty low. I usually get t-shirts for $1 to $2, and this was no exception. It's been in my eBay store for about probably 7-8 months, and I finally started lowering the prices because I wanted to clear out slow moving inventory. And I thought this would sell pretty quickly because it's Halo, it's a video game, a popular video game, but it didn't move very slowly, so I kept lowering the price and finally sold it for $9.95 plus shipping. Another cell phone, a used cell phone. Let's see, I took a best offer of, it looks like $50 for this one. Here's another one. Oh, so this was kind of a funny thing. When I bought this box of cell phones, the facilities guy gave me another smaller box that had a bunch of broken cell phones. And so, some of them were locked, some of them have broken screens, but those things sell as well. I mean, as you can see, you just list it as 4 parts and not working, and people pay for them, So I ended up getting $50 for this one. So not bad for, kind of an added bonus, a freebie that he threw in. So I think after I go through all the phones that are working, I'm probably going to go through that other box and figure out what's wrong with the phones and do some research and list each one. So not bad. And if you've seen past videos, I talk about the boxes and boxes of these Big Eyes Margaret Keane greeting cards that I have, and they just keep selling over and over. This particular one I sold 38 of these so far, and it just seems like I have an endless supply. It was one of those really good finds where I was in the right place at the right time. So, and if you've seen my past videos, you know about a box the box that just keeps on giving of car parts. It was a box that I found at a garage sale. Somebody had worked for a Toyota dealer and they had a bunch of spare parts. They were asking $60 for the box. I offered them $40 and they took it. And as you can see, this just basic radiator cap, I've been selling these for $24.95. I've sold 5 of them. Just selling 2 of these paid more than paid off the box. But I've been selling so many different car parts from that box over the past year. It's just been a great find. So, car parts, clothes, cell phones. I don't say no to anything, it seems like. And then here is a mug, another mug. These are some mugs that I picked up from my local thrift store for 38 cents a piece. They worked out to be, I bought a bunch of flats of them. And, I sort of picked through them and picked like popular subjects. Like Star Wars is a popular subject, as well as the election is coming up. So this one, as you'll see, I've sold a couple of these cups these past few weeks. And then this, my wife and I called this affectionately the creepy clown doll. My uncle gave me a bunch of stuff. He heard I was selling on eBay and he was clearing out his garage and he said, "Hey, can you help me sell some things?" And I wanted to help him out. I don't recommend doing this, but because it gets complicated and I have to store the items at my house. But this thing was sitting in our living room, and because it's made out of porcelain and I didn't want it to break, sitting in a box. So it sat around for like 4 to 5 months and finally somebody bought it. So I was pretty glad to see that go. $50 plus shipping, not too bad. So we're gonna split it after fees, but just took a few pictures of it and it was easy to list. So nice little sell. And then here's another one of those mugs, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi election mug. So as you can see, I've sold 6 of these. So pretty glad to turn 38 cents into $17.95 plus shipping. Next, another iPhone. I think I took an offer of $69 for this one, and this was kind of a cool find at a garage sale. It was just this vintage compass, and basically, it was plastic. It was made in Finland. It had these like sort of industrial looking buckles on it, and it was had some rust on it and that type of thing. So, and I put steampunk in the keywords on the title, and looks like that sort of genre. So it didn't hurt. I got a bunch of watchers on it. Finally sold it for $30 plus shipping. Oh, and I bought this like in a huge lot of things. Like this guy had a whole bunch of hunting gear. I bought like a hunting camouflage jacket that I sold in a past video. You'll see it in a past video. And there were some buck knives. He had a whole bunch of stuff, and I paid like $20 for this huge lot of things. And this was one of those things that was in a box for months that I finally decided to list. So never know what's gonna sell. And then this is a deep fryer. It's vintage. Got it from an estate sale like right down the street from where I live. And finally it was another one of those things that was in a pile waiting to be listed, and this thing sold pretty quickly, probably within 90 days. And as you can see, it's got the the vintage cloth cord, power cord and everything, and it was actually pretty dirty. The reason why I wasn't listing it quickly is because I honestly didn't want to clean this thing. It had a lot of ages old grease and everything in it, so anyways, I disclosed that, and somebody bought it for $40 plus, you know, pretty high shipping. So pretty glad to get that out of here. And then this I got from a garage sale. It's I don't know what style you call this, but I looked it up. It's called Artful Dodger, 7 dials. I don't know much about it. I just did a little bit of research on eBay when I was at a garage sale. I paid $4 for this hoodie, and it sat for months and months, probably 10 months. And finally somebody in the UK bought it for $69.95 plus shipping, plus I'm sure they had a whole bunch of import fees. And it did have a broken zipper, or just a portion of the zipper, as you can see, was broken. But I disclosed it, and it still sold, so I was pretty happy about that. That was a really nice return on investment. And then this was just one of those promotional bags. It was like a laptop bag that I found in a thrift store, and anything with an Apple logo usually sells, from what I understand. So this one was straps to turn it into a backpack that you can hide inside the bag and turn it into a backpack if you needed to. And it was kind of funny. This leads to another thing. I was walking through the warehouse where I work, looking through the recycle bins, and I guess you can call me a true scavenger, but I found some white Apple boxes that they were for Mac Minis, which is like a little square, about this big, little computer. There were 3 of them, and they were in perfect condition. Just empty boxes. They have the instructions and everything inside. And so I looked them up on eBay, and apparently they're selling for $15 to $20 a piece. So basically, I picked up those 3 boxes and I listed them on eBay, and I have watchers already within a couple of weeks. So it'd be nice to sell an empty box for $15 to, if not $20, just for looking around. And there's little nuggets everywhere. I guess you just sort of have to look. And then more Keen cards. Sold 2 of these to the same person. That way, I like when I sell cards to the same person, because I don't charge shipping on these, and the shipping is usually like $2 and some change, because eBay requires you to have a tracking number. Otherwise, I would just put a postage stamp on these and be done with them. So if I sell this one for $7.95, then $2 and some change is already taken out of my profit. So I get really happy when people combine multiple cards, and I can split the difference on the shipping. And then here's another t-shirt I've had for a while. It's a Headbangers Ball t-shirt. If anybody remembers the old MTV show Headbangers Ball, my teens and 20s, and this sat for a while, but I paid $1 for it, so no big deal. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and finally got $15.95 plus shipping for it. Not too bad. And then Brooks Brothers is a brand I always look for, but I have so many Brooks Brothers shirts, like the button-up long sleeve shirts, that just sit. But it seems like the polo shirts do sell a little bit better, especially like a performance one. And if it has some sort of logo on it, then people like to display that logo. So I did take a best offer of, I want to say, or actually no, this one sold for full price. What am I talking about? And then lastly is another phone, a Samsung Galaxy S3. This one I accepted a best offer of $72. So all in all, I sold 20 items for this 2-week period, which is the same as I sold for the first 2 weeks of February. So 20 items from February 1st through the 15th, and then 20 items from the 16th through the 29th. And the totals were about the same. So I made it $721, give or take, and the average price per item was $36. So a little bit low, but you know, we can always strive for higher and do our best. But you know, as you can see, there have been a large variety of things that I've sold. So it's really worked out for me to diversify. Oh, and I also wanted to mention one last thing. I wanted to try out auctions. As you can see from all my listings, they're mostly buy it now, good till canceled, that type of thing, with a best offer as an option. And I decided to put a couple of these cell phones on auction, and it was an iPhone 4S, and I started the auction off at $19.99, and I was so surprised because at the end of 5 days it got bid all the way up to $91, and I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, I'm going to put all these phones on auction. Well, what happened is the buyer messaged me and said, I don't want it. And I'm like, oh great, not again. They said, give me a refund. And I messaged them back and said, well, you never even paid for it, so there's no refund necessary. And then they messaged me back, I don't want it. And I'm like, okay, you said that already. And then I responded and said, well, why did you bid? And then they said, oh, it wasn't me, it was my niece. And I said, okay. So then I was done with it. So basically I canceled the order. I sent them a message and I said, hey, you know, I canceled the order, can you please confirm it so I can get my final value fee credited back to me. You know, $91 final value fee is quite high. And so they said, okay, so fine. So they wasted my time, and basically I relisted it, and you know, for another 5 days, and then a day later they said, okay, I want it now. And I'm like, well, you can't have it now because we already canceled the order. I said, you're welcome to rebid on this and everything. But basically, you know, I took it as they're a new eBayer. You know, I looked at their feedback. They had 8 feedback. And I took the opportunity to educate them and basically tell them, you know, you can't go around bidding on things and then not paying, because, you know, you might get your account shut down. And, you know, I was trying to help them out. Obviously, they were, you know, not real educated about it. But, you know, from time to time I do get best offers, and then I accept them, and then I get a no pay, and then I have to open a case, and it just sort of, you know, it's kind of frustrating, but it's one of those things. It's part of doing business. But, you know, I'm learning, and I'm hoping that by telling you this that you're learning as well. So, you know, it's all about helping each other. But anyways, I'm rambling, and I will put an end to this video. But, you know, if you learned anything, please consider liking the video and subscribing. You know, it encourages me to keep making the videos. And anyways, I hope everybody gets out there and finds these little nuggets and treasures and lists them on eBay. And I hope everybody has a very prosperous week. Alright, thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.